Welcome back to Meat Revival. Today I think is something pretty unique. We're gonna make some homemade bacon.
Awesome, I'm in.
You know, bacon right now it's for the last couple of years it's been a really hot thing, I think, around the world, specifically in the United States. And some of the best bacon you get is the stuff that you actually make at home. And what I'm hoping to do with this is show that it's really not that difficult to do.
Okay.
This is a peanut butter bacon. Peanut butter black
Get
pepper
out of
bacon.
here.
It is.
You don't put peanut butter on your bacon.
Well, you know, I like to, when I have my biscuits, like my bacon biscuits, I put peanut butter on them. So to me, this just makes perfect sense. But one of the things that we're gonna do is we're not gonna use a cure. We're not gonna use that pink salt.
Okay.
You know, if you do traditional bacon curing, or sausage curing, any sort of ham curing, you hear a lot of people talk about the pink salt.
Yeah,
and
or they use a tender quick. Or
right,
something like
but
that.
you got to be really careful with it.
You do.
And you have to know the exact weight of the meat. There's websites out there that'll calculate down to the grams how many you have to put in. But we're not going to do this. We're using a belly, and because we're using a belly, it's only inch and a half thick.
Okay, so you say we're using a belly. That really is the bacon.
That is the bacon,
You know.
right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to mix up some dark brown sugar, and the ratio is 3 to 1 sugar to salt. So it'll be 1.5 brown sugar, and that's dark brown sugar because we want that molasses. 1.5 white sugar, and then
Man, that's a lot of sugar.
it is a lot of sugar, and then 16 ounces of the peanut butter powder, and this is just the PB2 brand peanut butter powder.
So that's powder.
It's a peanut butter powder. And so before we add the salt to it though, I gotta mix it up, and I'm gonna pull some aside because we're gonna pull that aside, and then we're gonna recoat that belly after it sits for a couple days, right before it goes back on the grill to get a little more flavor and some crust on that outside. So we'll be back in a minute. Well, we got all of our ingredients incorporated here. Not actually all of our ingredients. We've got the brown sugar, the white sugar, and the peanut butter powder. So like I said, we're gonna pull some of that aside. So Mike, if you can, you know, maybe fill that up about 3/4 of the way so we can save it. It doesn't take much. We're gonna just put that aside.
Okay.
And now we're gonna add the salt in. So remember, it's 1 part salt, 3 parts sugars, and then black pepper to taste. I'm not a big fan of black pepper, but this is a lot of mixture. So I've got just a little bit under 1/4 cup here, and this is a coarse ground black pepper. So we're gonna mix this all up together now and get it well incorporated. Get that salt in there. And then we're going to coat this belly really well, which I've got here. I've pre-trimmed the belly. You want it as a skin off belly because you want that mixture to get in on everything.
So when you buy it, you want to make sure that it's off because it's kind of difficult to get that skin off.
It is.
Just taking the whole, a whole belly, whichever you get.
It is. And so I'm gonna pull this belly out. This is a little under a 3-pound belly.
Okay.
And we're gonna put that in the bag, and then
I'm gonna get rid of that right
yeah, I'm gonna get you, Mike, to fill me up in here with that scoop.
All right. Filling up.
And we're gonna make sure we're incorporating that powder in. So those are what, half cups there?
Yes.
So we've got a half cup in. You want to make sure it gets all over this pork belly. Let's get another one down there towards the bottom.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna mix it in. You don't really want to do this in the aluminum pan. You want to do it non-reactive. If you have like a plastic type container, that will work well, but just doing it in the bag works well. Give me one more scoop in here.
So when you say non-reactive, what you're talking about is the salt will react to the aluminum and actually just eat the aluminum.
It does, and it really puts an off taste in. So I think we got a good amount in there. You want to make sure that belly is really good and coated. And so once it is in there, you're just going to kind of close it. Get it down to one side so we can get that air out. You can already see a little bit of that off juicing. And then we're going to put this into an aluminum pan. We're going to put it in the fridge for 4 days. And after 4 days, we're going to pull it out. We're going to rinse it off really well. And then we're going to give it a coating of the sugars and peanut butter with no salt in it. And then put it on the smoker.
That we save back here.
That we save back, yep. So it's important to save that back. You've got a mixture here. That's enough to do more bellies if you want.
Okay.
So I recommend saving it.
So yeah, so we just put this in a plastic
Put it
Ziploc bag.
in the Ziploc
put it
bag.
up in a cool, dry place.
Yep.
Just keep it from clumping up again.
So we're going to take this here and we're going to put it into the fridge.
Okay.
And it'll be back in 4 days to check it out.
Sounds good.
We'll be back. All right. Well, we've had this in for 4 days. You can tell it's a different color already.
Yeah.
You know, and looking at it, it's starting to get that look to it. So what we're going to do now is, Mike, if you could grab that, that, and just give a light dusting over it. We're just going to put a little bit more flavor in here, and remember, this is just the peanut butter and the sugars.
This is without the salt.
No salt, right. So we're just going to cover everything up again. We're going to take this outside once we get it covered to the Sweet Smoke Q QDS-X2 drum. And typically we'd cold smoke this, but today we're going to do a little different. We're going to do it about 205 till the internal temperature is about 150, 155 degrees.
Okay.
And
so
then
by cold smoke, what are you saying?
Cold smoke is you're basically getting the smoke without the heat. So if we can get a little bit up right here.
Okay.
So, you know, that 60, 70 degree
so,
mark.
So cold smoking is kind of like the old timers used to cure stuff in the smokehouse.
Yeah.
It was more smoke in the cure that they actually put on it than it was the heat that was coming into the smokehouse.
That's right. So we're going to do that. We're going to see you outside in a minute. Stay tuned. As I had said earlier, we're going to come out, put this belly on our Sweet Smoke Q QDS drum. It's running at 205 on the nose. We're going to open this up. You see that hickory smoke coming off of those Mojo bricks that are in there, so it's that nice clean smoke. We're going to just set this down right here. And we're going to let her do its thing for a little bit, and we'll be back real soon. We'll see you. Well, our bacon's been on for about 2.5 hours at 205 degrees. It's gone between 195 and 205. I've played with it a little bit. Let's see what temperature we're at in here. Oh man, that looks pretty good. So our trusty Thermopen is telling us we're at 160 degrees, 161. We are good. We're going to pull this off. We're going to put it in the refrigerator so it can firm up a little bit. And then we're going to come back, slice it, and maybe if we're lucky, fry a little bit up, see how it tastes. We'll be right back. All right, well, our bacon temped at about 155 degrees on the drum. And so we pulled it out, and I put it in the refrigerator to cool. You don't want to ever slice hot belly. You're not going to be able to do it. You want it to solidify and then slice it from there. So what I've got here is I've taken a couple slices. I sliced that end piece off, and then I'm just going to take a few more, you know, kind of what I think they'd call a thick cut.
Do you ever watch Worst Cooks in America?
I do.
Chef Ann Burrell would wear you out because you got your finger on top of that knife.
Yeah.
Where's my red marker at?
Didn't you just make a knife that,
No, that's my thumb.
Yeah.
You had your finger up there.
Yeah.
So you said you don't want to do this when it's hot. Because why? Because of the fat?
The fat, it's all gelatinous. It's going to make it for very difficult turning or very difficult slice through. So one of the things, you know, we had talked about when we were doing this is that, you know, we didn't use a cure. And one of the things I learned is that salt cures meat at a rate of 1/4 inch a day. So if you have it on the top and the bottom, you're going 1/4 inch in each direction. Well, we're only looking at, what is that, inch and a half at the most?
Inch and a quarter.
Inch and a quarter. So after 4 days, we've gotten that salt all the way through.
Yeah, you would run through the whole thing.
So there's nothing there. You know, so what I want to do is I want to take some of this out, and I want to put it out on the Hasty Bake, I think.
Okay.
and
I think that's a good idea.
fry some up, see how it tastes, and go from there.
Absolutely.
All right.
Hang on, we'll get her done.
We'll be back. All right, so we took that bacon out to the hasty bake on flipped over grill grates, and we seared it off. It's thick, so it did get a little bit on the dark side. I like my bacon a little more pliable, but this one is it's still got some ply to it and a little give.
Some of that may be the thickness too.
And that's what I think it is too.
Yeah. Now, it kind of turned color too because you had it on the grill grate. You said you had flipped over. You know, they're ribbed on one side and the other side's flat. You can actually use that for a lot of things, cooking hamburgers, cooking steak, cooking bacon. You know, but you know, in all fairness, we had the fire was roaring out there.
It was, and those grill grates they're so useful.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to be a steak cooker or a professional cooker. Those things are so useful at home.
Well, the grill grate's purpose is to put a grill mark on, but it also keeps a flare up.
Yeah.
From happening.
And a very even heat.
Yeah.
So this is good. Give it a try and let me know what you think.
I'm gonna try it and see.
You've got a little bit, a very, very hint of that peanut butter taste, but it's a nice salty bacon.
It is good.
It's not just typical
amazed.
store-bought.
I'm amazed at the little amount of salt that you put in that you can still taste it.
Yeah, yeah. It's not your typical store-bought, that's for sure. A little thinner piece, see how that is.
But even at that, it was still.
I'd have been a foul anywhere else dropping bacon like that, man. That's good.
It is
That's
good.
a keeper for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by, checking out our bacon. Give it a try at home. This is easy. You don't have to worry about the cure. You don't have to worry about measuring, getting weights right. And I can tell you it's a whole lot cheaper making your own than it is going to the store and buying it.
Yeah, it is.
You know every ingredient that's going in there. You can control those ingredients.
You like a little more of something, you like a little less of something, it's
Yeah.
all up to you.
Yeah.
Thing is, to get the belly like that, you'll need to go to your local butcher shop probably and get it. I don't think your grocery store. They may have some, but it's not going to be what you really want. So source out your local butcher, tell him what you want. He'll hook you up.
Yep. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.
All right, take care.
Thanks for checking us out today on Meat Revival. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you can get all the latest updates. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them below. We'll see you next time.